within the trade union movement. Recognizing the pivotal role of the financial sector in economic progress, we are committed to fortifying key institutions such as the People's Bank, the Bank of Ceylon and the National Savings Bank while maintaining government ownership. Additionally, he said that they aim to secure government influence in limited and private banks to bolster the financial sector and propel economic growth. The President announced that new laws will be introduced to prevent political appointments to the boards of directors of government institutions. He emphasized that the country's future depends on developing the economy through a proper plan. Economically, he said that they have just begun to recover and must now progress further. This year, he said that they have arranged a stipend of 10,000 rupees for the government employees and made efforts to increase wages in the private sector. Although the economic capacity to provide additional concessions this year is limited, he said that they have decided to appoint a committee to address wage disparities across all public sector areas. This committee aims to offer some concessions to public servants next year. He said that they are currently in the process of appointing suitable members to this committee. It is about moving the trade union movement forward and the relationship between politics and the trade union movement. Today, he said that the country has reached an important milestone. He expressed his gratitude to Leslie Devendra for his service during this period and said that they are ready to create an employee center to present everyone's views and reach an agreement and provide money from the government for that purpose. Deshmanthu Leslie Devendra said that many trade unions leaders are unaware of the business of this institution. He said that he also informed the President that there is a separate research unit for the Employees Federation. He also pointed out that the research units are available in all chambers. Therefore, he inquired how to determine the challenges faced by the worker or laborer and how to organize around the new workers. He said that the trade union movement should be shaped based on the requirements of the new workers. And in the meantime, despite the strike action launched by several teachers and principal trade unions, many schools in the country were conducted in a normalized manner today. And Ceylon Teachers Association has indicated that they have not taken part in the strike action. The trade union strike action was launched based on the salary anomaly issue. However, the Education Ministry has mentioned that all schools in the country will be conducted in a normalized manner tomorrow. President of the Ceylon Teachers Association, Priyanth Fernando, has said that the trade union action launched in the schools level has resulted in a failure. President of the Ceylon Teachers Association, Priyanth Fernando, said that a trade union action will not become a reality if several trade unions join together to launch a trade union action, as these organizations should have an active membership. He said that the trade union action has resulted in a failure due to the inability to gather necessary membership to launch trade union action of such scale. He said that only a minority of teachers in North Central Province and other parts of the country have applied for leave. Therefore, he said that it is regretful to see such failure. Secretary of the Ceylon Teachers Association, Joseph Stalin, said that Teacher Principal Alliance and its representative organizations are not part of this trade union action. However, he said that it is regretful to see the social media posts have been circulated over the trade union action with their name intact. He said that the membership of the alliance has been informed in this regard. Educational activities in schools in Anuradhapura district resumed in a normalized manner today, and reports have indicated that the attendance of students and teachers was at a higher level. Despite the trade union action, educational activities in Colombo district schools also resumed in a normalized manner. Teachers have indicated that daily educational activities are conducted without any hindrance, as the term rest in all schools are currently underway. And all school teachers and principals in Putlam district reported to duty today disregarding the trade union request. A Sri Lankan film has been recognized highly at the renowned Cannes World Film Festival in France.
And Sri Lanka's Shesha featured film was awarded the best dance film at the festival. The Cannes World Film Festival is an annual film festival continuing since 1946. The film festival is being held centering the Cannes city in France. Isuru Gunatilaka directed feature film Shesha was awarded the best dance film at the festival this year. The film has been created based on the traditional dance from in Sri Lanka and the challenges the art form face in the present society. The film script has been written by Samantha Kumara Gamage, while Dr. Ravibandhu Vidyapati choreographed the dance items of the film. Gayatri Kemadasa is a music director of the film. Renowned choreographer Chandana Vikramasinghe also features in the film. Director of the film, Isuru Gunatilaka, said that Shesha is a film produced to take the Sri Lankan culture and its tradition beyond the Sri Lankan borders. Accordingly, he said that Shesha claimed the award for Best Dance Film at the Cannes World Film Festival. He took the opportunity to extend his gratitude and well wishes for all the artists who were part of this creation. And also, the government says steps will be taken to repatriate Sri Lankans who have been wounded or deployed reluctantly for the Russia-Ukraine army. The Russian government has also said that support will be extended to Sri Lankan government to resolve the issue pertaining to Sri Lankan mercenaries, and this was revealed during a media briefing held in Colombo today. Reports have indicated that many Sri Lankans are trapped in the war zone in Russia and Ukraine after being deceived by human traffickers. The Russian and Sri Lankan government have come together to take necessary actions to prevent human trafficking and rescue Sri Lankans from this plight. A media briefing in this regard was held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Colombo today.
Situation in Russia is very unfortunate, and working out with the Minister of Defense as for the exact number of people who have gone to Russia. So far we have received 455 complaints. We feel that these numbers could be higher than this, but we are verifying the numbers. The people who have gone to Russia have gone through different means. Most of the people who have gone to Russia have taken visit visas, and then they have gone via 5 routes through India or through the Middle East, and they have been, I think, duped by certain nefarious agents. And some of these people have been arrested. People who have left to Russia have been promised certain salaries, certain privileges, including citizenship. So I think, given the economic circumstances which is taking place in Sri Lanka, it is we had seen a similar situation taking place when people went illegally to Dubai and then thereafter to Oman. But of course the situation is a little bit different over here, because to Dubai and to Oman they went looking after work, but over here there's a war situation taking place. And some of the people who have been going to Russia have been told that they will not be used for any fighting or any military purposes. But we have reports. I get about 10 calls every day, reports that they have been put to the front. And also the issue which we have is that some of the agents who have taken these people, that whenever they get paid, that their salaries have been deducted. So some of the people have come and complained to us. We have got complaints saying that they are not getting paid for the work which they are doing. So the embassy in Moscow is working hard with the Russian government, and we also have been in constant touch with Ambassador Levan and the embassy of Russia to make sure that the people who are in Russia are not put to the front, and at the earliest occasion to get their release and bring them back to Sri Lanka. As you all know, that we have enjoyed a very healthy relationship with Russia. We feel that dialogue with the Russian partners, that we will be able to quickly settle this situation.
Today in Moscow, there will be a meeting in the Defense Ministry with the head of your mission, diplomatic mission, and with your defense attaché, with high-ranking Russian military officials. I do believe that would be the first step, and we will continue these efforts to settle down the situation. And about these people who just came to the Russian embassy to obtain this visa. And these people didn't tell us that they have signed contracts.
Ambassador, you said that you didn't know when these people wanted to go to Russia, they came for visa, but you said you didn't know that they signed a contract with somebody. Do you know who these people who signed the contract with?
I don't know, but I heard about some agencies.
Agents,
Yeah.
Russians?
No,
That
here.
Okay, signed deal with somebody in Russia?
I don't have, maybe, I have no detailed information, because for me it was a great surprise. Because they are coming, as my consul said, they are just applying to consular section on legal basis. But we are unaware, we were unaware of what's going on. That's why let us continue our joint work to clarify the situation, to sort out these problems.
Do we have some clarity on the numbers? Because you mentioned that some people were missing, the exact numbers, and also do you have an idea of the casualties, not just in Russia but also in Ukraine and in both countries? What are the sort of casualty figures that you're hearing?
We have received one complaint with regard to the Ukraine issue.
But no casualties, no fatalities?
Not yet, we have not received information. We are in the process of collecting those information. Actually, only matters pertaining to human trafficking are taken into consideration by the National Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force. So as per the information gathered by the National Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, there are human trafficking elements. So accordingly, so we have introduced hotline. Also now we are gathering informations. Accordingly, we are forwarding these informations to the Criminal Investigation Department. As you said, that National Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force, we have the strong members, like the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Public Security, and Ministry of Labor and Foreign Employment. We all are, and other departments like Criminal Investigation Department, Attorney General's Department. So we have the power to fight against human trafficking issues. So according to the information gathered, now we are also in the process of gathering information correctly. So we are forwarding all these things to the Criminal Investigation Department. Accordingly, the possible actions are, legal actions are taken against the human traffickers. So at the moment, we are gathering the information. We have arrested so many racketeers, and also Criminal Investigation Department in cooperations with the National Intelligence Services, we are trying to find out the racketeers, the human traffickers who are behind the scene. So accordingly, as the chair, Secretary of Defense has advised all the stakeholders of the National Anti-Human Trafficking Task Force to take every possible stern legal action against the racketeers to liberate the victims of human trafficking from the clutches of human traffickers.
And in the meantime, General Secretary of the United National Party, Palitha Rangevandara, says that a special statement will be made on coming Monday over the remarks he made regarding the extension of the terms of Parliament and the President. He made these remarks during a media briefing held in Sirikota Party headquarters. General Secretary of the United National Party, Palitha Rangibandara, said that he made a statement on last Tuesday during a media briefing over the conducting of a referendum and the extension of the parliamentary and president's terms by 2 years. He said that various entities have made remarks in this regard. Also, he said that a group of individuals held a protest in front of the party headquarters.
Minister Bandula Gunawardena emphasizes that schools should not be used for political gains. He made these remarks while taking part in the event held in commence to reconstruction activities of the second phase of the Namal Uyana Road. The event to commence the reconstruction of the second phase of the Namal Uyana Road in Palagala division in Anuradhapura district was held in the participation of Minister Bandula Gunawardena. The second phase of the project will be carried out from Ranaway area to Madatugama Junction. The project has been initiated following a request made by founder of Namal Uyana, Venerable Vanavasi Rahul Thera. Minister Dr. Bandula Gunawardena said that some leaders visit schools in rural areas and hand over 1 billion rupees in the guise of smart classrooms and claim that they will develop the country. He said that the education required to be reshaped to suit the global requirements. He said that as the education minister, he was able to include technology as a subject stream. He said that they were able to establish 10,000 technological labs under Mahindodaya and provided 62 computers for each school. However, he said that he refrained from having meetings at each school for any political gain.
And moving on to the weather situation at present, the Met Department says the prevailing showery and windy conditions over the country are expected to further due to the active southwest monsoonal condition, and the naval and fishing communities have been advised not to venture into several sea areas around the country. 5 sluice gates of the Polgola Mahavali Dam have been opened due to the heavy showers. The Mahavali authority has indicated that water around 13,400 square feet per second is being released from the dam at present. Meanwhile, 2 sluice gates of the Canyon Reservoir were opened this morning. Reports have indicated that the northern rich Vimala Surendra Reservoir is overflowing at present. Castray and Muskala reservoirs have also reached spill levels. Reports have indicated that the flood situation affected the Ratnapura district 2 days ago still prevails. The water level of the Kalu River has also reached spill levels. Reports have indicated that the vehicular movement has been disrupted along the Ratnapura Alpatoi road in Attoi area due to the floods. The Met Department had said that the prevailing showery and windy conditions over the country are expected to further due to the active southwest monsoonal condition.
The Court of Appeal has issued notice today to former President Maithripala Sirisena to appear before courts on 10th of July and make submissions pertaining to a contempt of court petition filed against him. The relevant order was issued after considering a petition filed by an executive committee member of the SLFP, Montagu Sarachandra. The petitioner claimed that the Colombo District Court, after considering a petition filed by him to prevent former President Maithripala Sirisena from functioning as the chairman of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, issued an injunction order in favour on April 24th. He mentioned that the injunction order will remain effective until the conclusion of the case hearing at the District Court. However, the petitioner alleged that the respondent, former Maithripala Sirisena, continued to function in the chairmanship while violating the court order. He said it has been revealed that even though the former president handed over his resignation letter at an executive committee meeting of the party held on the 12th, the respondent had conducted the entire meeting in the chairman's capacity. Hence, the petitioner pointed out that the former president has acted in a manner by violating the injunction order issued by the Colombo District Court and requested to issue a notice to the former president to make submissions for not being penalized under the charges of contempt of court. The petitioner has further requested the court to issue an order finding the former president guilty of the contempt of court charges and penalize him accordingly. And meanwhile, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena says that uplifting of the rural economy is to be prioritized the most objective of the government. He made these remarks while participating at the event held in Kolonnava Divisional Secretariat recently. Another step of program to further strengthen rural economy and uplift small-scale poultry farmer owners was held recently at the Kolonava Divisional Secretariat. A special equipment was presented at the event under Chinese aid, providing an opportunity for rural entrepreneurs. This initiative not only provides direct income earning channels for several these villages, but also facilitates indirect benefits for many families in these villages. The program expects to improve revenue of the country and produce self-sufficient garden in domestic levels.
Meanwhile, Vesak festivities still remain in many parts of the country. Despite the conclusion of the Vesak season, various religious programs were also held in many parts of the country. The ice cream dance organized by the engineering division of the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation was held at the corporation premises. Meanwhile, the Buddhist Affairs Association of the ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation organized a Sago drink dance rally yesterday at the corporation premises. Veteran musician Shelton Premaratne passed away in Australia this morning. He was 94 years of age at his demise. Shelton Premaratne entered into the Sri Lanka music scene with the stage drama Hinakulaya in 1952. He had composed music for the most number of Mudranatya or Sri Lankan ballet in the country. He has composed music for renowned stage dramas such as Hunuate Kataba, Kontare, Mantri Hamdro, Hodabari Yudhe, Thanashi and Kuwaini. As a musician who has associated with Oriental and Western musical traditions, late Shelton Premaratne was also a folk music researcher. His composition, Mamini Mamini Madeya, in the film Hithaka Pepunumal remains in the hearts of Sri Lankan cinema and music audiences eternally. The funeral details of the late Shelton Premaratne will be announced later.
British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had taken the biggest gamble he troubled. Stay tuned with stories after this break.
Prima cottumi fantamai.
Welcome back with international stories. And Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak had taken the biggest gamble of his troubled premiership by calling an early general election that almost everyone in Westminster believe he will lose.
A frantic 6 weeks campaign will dominate airwaves in the United Kingdom, once again holding political battles front and centre in a country fatigued by a turbulent stretch for the state. If, as current polls indicate, the opposition Labour's party triumphs, it will finally bring down the curtain of a 14-year era of conservative rule, ushering in a centre-left government led by former barrister Keir Starmer. Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak was obliged to call an election by December and hold it by the following month.
And at least 31 Palestinians were killed across Gaza, with 21 killed in Israel's ongoing assault on the southern city of Rafah. Israel's military asserted that it had taken the operational control of the Philadelphia corridor between Gaza and Egypt, which increases the chance of escalation. Israel's national security advisor to Zakir Hanbegi said that the war could last another 7 months. Through the end of this war, and the United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken said that he could not confirm whether weapons provided by Washington were used in an air strike that resulted in the deaths of 45 civilians near Rafah over the weekend, but warned Israel any military gains would be lost without a delay after plan.
On to more news overseas, another volcanic eruption had begun in southwest Iceland, forcing the evacuation of the famous geothermal Blue Lagoon spa and a small fishing town in Grindavik. The Icelandic Meteorological Office said that the fissure was longer than 2.5 kilometers and was continuing to grow. A state of emergency had been declared, but air travel to and from Iceland was not expected to be affected. Officials later issued a statement to strongly emphasize that all those who were in or near Grindavik leave the area.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
Welcome back with your sports update, and it's Kabaddi. The Sri Lanka managed to win the match against Iraq in the Babu Kabaddi Championship 2024, and the tournament is underway in Dhaka, Bangladesh. This is the fourth match faced by the Sri Lanka in the tournament, and at the end of the first half, Sri Lanka managed to take lead with 21 points to 17. The final score was at 51 points to 32, with Sri Lanka claiming a resounding victory against Iraq. This is the second win for Sri Lanka in the tournament. Sri Lanka will face against Japan in the next March, and the next match will be played on June 1st at 4:30 p.m.
On more sports news, the Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs has suspended 4 federations of sports effective immediately. The relevant gazette in this regard was issued today. Accordingly, the ministry has suspended the Sri Lanka Cycling Federation, the Sri Lanka Rugby Federation, the Sri Lanka Automobile Federation and the Sri Lanka Netball Federation. Director General of the Department of Sports Development, Professor Shemal Fernando, has been appointed as the competent authority to hold elections of office bearers for these national sports governing bodies and to proceed with administrative and other required activities of the relevant federations of sports. Minister Harin Fernando said that any interim committees will not be appointed for these sport federations.
Prima Kutumi, Fantamai.
And that's it on tonight's news. Do just tomorrow at the very same time. I'm Charita, signing with Hesha. Stay safe. Good night.